Hi, everyone. Our first Friday of 2020 is just about over. It's going to end on a soggy note, as we are going to continue to see wet conditions and winds mixed with a few flakes here and about throughout much of your forecast. There are some dry spots and some high spots, and we'll outline those for you in just a few moments. Headlines tonight actually changed right around mid-afternoon with two stories breaking. One, an attack on court security officers in Johnson County Court earlier today. The other, the arrest of a Floyd County man, soon after realized to be a former Sayersville man, arrested on serious and disturbing animal cruelty charges. A man who essentially remained free after being determined incompetent to stand trial for the murder of his stepfather here in Sayersville several years ago. We'll go into both of those in more detail in just a few moments. We've got some other news and information, and of course, a calendar briefly for the weekend and some other things to discuss. Before we go any further, a few things to update you on basketball wise. I did learn last evening, just after airtime, I was unaware as to where the Lady Hornets were playing tonight in the 2A, the Kentucky 2A sectional tournaments. Well, they are playing at Belfry. Tip-off was set for right around 6:30. At the time that I was announcing that last night, I was announcing that the boys were headed to Pike Central this evening to play in their first-round game of the Kentucky 2A. However, that was either correction or a change that was made as we, the boys, are going back to Belfry tonight as well. So I'm going to try to get out of here to make a little extra longer trip than what I had thought in just a few moments. But the girls and boys both playing at Belfry tonight. The boys tip-off set for 8:15 in case you want to make the trek with us. If not, highlights will be here on Monday. Now, another basketball update for you tomorrow as well. I just got off the phone with McGoffin County High School Principal Chris Meadows. The boys set to play here at home tomorrow, hosting Betsy Lane. Now, that game was originally set, I'm not sure the original time, however, Meadows said that they are moving the varsity game up to about 6:15 tomorrow in an effort to give everyone who wishes to do so an opportunity to go to the funeral home in honor of William Helton, formerly of McGoffin County Schools, of course, his son's funeral services visitation tomorrow night. So the schedule for the boys here at home tomorrow, there is a freshman game that will start at 4, a junior varsity game for the boys that will start around 5 soon thereafter tomorrow, and then as soon as that game is completed, soon thereafter, around 6:15 or so, they hope to tip off the varsity game for the boys, all hosting Betsy Lane here at home tomorrow. So there's your changes and updates for you on high school basketball. Highlights to come next week. A little update on the flu season. About 6.5 million people sick by the flu. Now, I've got some employees and some friends and others who are sick by other things, strep throat and the full gambit of other flu-like illnesses, but not the flu, is really taking a hold of a lot of the nation. And so far, about 2,900 people have died nationwide as a result of the flu. Get your flu shot is the bottom line and reminder from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. There were 5 children in the U.S. who died last week. Almost 30 children have died this flu season as a result. Another reminder coming from Sayersville Police Chief Matthew Watson about a case they are investigating. Advance Auto Parts here in Sayersville was the scene of a theft of car parts, but those parts were attached to 2 of their delivery vehicles parked in the parking lot last weekend over the course of Saturday or Sunday. Someone came onto the lot and cut off and removed 2 catalytic converters from those vehicles, which are often sold for recycling, and that was a similar case as to several such thefts in Floyd County as of late. Chief Watson asking us to let everyone know that if you have especially maybe church vans and the like easily accessible underneath, vehicles parked somewhere for days, maybe out of the way or a line of sight, to keep an eye on them. You might want to move them as those cases are continuing to be investigated. I spent more time than I should have this afternoon trying to wrap my brain around the following statement: that anyone wanting to file to be a candidate for the upcoming election has a week to do so. The filing deadline for the primary election in May, coming up on the 19th, I believe it is January the 10th. And this is going to be, of course, a big election, not just the presidential race, which will, of course, fall. We have 5 Democrats registered here in Kentucky to run. But also we have a race for United States Senator, United States Representative in Congress, State Senator, State Representative. John Blanton has already filed for re-election for his seat. Our State Senator Brandon Smith's seat will be up for re-election, I do believe. Also some other small state races that will not be on our ballot here locally. Sagersville City Council races, I believe, will be up this time, and possibly some other local races to be on the ballot. Those, of course, nonpartisan later on in the fall, but election season is about to heat up again, and of course, it's already started for the presidential race. With that said, I'll be right back with our top headlines locally after these words. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn.
Appalachian Wireless wants to know if you're tired of settling for a phone you didn't really want because it was more about the cost of the device rather than the phone you really wanted. Well, Appalachian Wireless has the solution, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. With Advantage, every phone model is back on the table because you only have to pay the taxes on the device you really want. Many of our hottest smartphones are less than $50 up front, then a few extra dollars on your monthly bill. With Appalachian Advantage. Payment agreement is required. See store for complete details.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Two headlines making news this evening. The one, an attack of 3 court security officers this morning in Paintsville, in the Johnson County Judicial Center, with video forthcoming of the attack. Johnson County Sheriff's Deputy gives us details tonight as to exactly what happened. A man with a serious, long, and somewhat at times violent criminal history attacked 3 court security officers before being taken back to the jail on additional assault charges. That video, which will be available at a later time through an open records request, but not available before airtime today. But Johnson County Sheriff's Deputy Bill Meade spoke with me earlier today over the telephone, providing us with some details from a press release just issued by Johnson County Sheriff Doug Saylor about the incident in which 26-year-old Timothy J. Hall of Paintsville was being arraigned this morning at around 10 o'clock on 2 counts of assault and being a persistent felony offender. And as he was leaving the courtroom, he attacked a courtroom security officer and then another, throwing them both to the ground, a third ultimately also intervening and getting involved and being attacked before Hall was subdued. All 3 officers were taken to the Palby Hall Medical Center and released for minor, if any, injuries. While as for Hall, he was taken back to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center from where he had just come since being jailed since early October. With today a new set of assault charges, 3 counts of assault in the 3rd degree of a police officer and resisting arrest, and I'm told as the investigation continues to expect more to come. With Meade adding that this is an example as to just how quickly situations can escalate and how offenders can cause a real and present danger to the public and to law enforcement.
Deal with individuals that have a long history of not just violent behavior now, but progressing into violent behavior as the years go by. There's always potential for this kind of activity in a courtroom, and Johnson County, just like the other court securities throughout the state, are trained, and we have certified trained court security officers, and they're trained in these type of matters, and you can't fully be prepared for every possibility, and it just shows the dangers that we face. And it's not just in the big cities; it's here in rural Kentucky as well.
Timothy Hall has been lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, per their records, total of 34 times since 2012. The initial charges were more along the lines of public intoxication, possession of a controlled substance, a few theft charges, later meth, manufacture, criminal mischief, more public intoxication, then resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, possession of a forged instrument. In June of last year, he was arrested for wanton endangerment of a police officer, assault of a police officer, and terroristic threatening. And in December of last year, for which he still remains jailed, he was facing 3 counts of assault, including assault of a police officer and resisting arrest. In other news tonight, Kentucky State Police arrested a Floyd County man for killing and skinning his neighbor's dogs to make a coat, he said, and then telling the neighbors about it. Jonathan Watkins, that man who was arrested, is also a former Sagersville man who was charged with murdering his stepfather in the family's home here in Sagersville back in 2012. These most recent charges bring back some old feelings of fear and questions as to why he was never really jailed for murder. Kentucky State Police with Post 9 arrested the now 38-year-old Jonathan Watkins just before Christmas on the 23rd after a case was opened following a complaint from a neighbor in the community of David in Floyd County. It was that neighbor that came to police after Watkins came to that neighbor's home that afternoon asking for a cigarette. But when the neighbor asked why he was covered in blood, he responded, "I've been skinning dogs." Reports are, based on statements and citations, that neighbor first thought, given his mental status publicly known, there was nothing to his story. But soon thereafter saw what appeared to be several, as many as 4 animal skins hanging on his front porch and 2 dog carcasses. Then, realizing the gravity of that situation, that neighbor who was missing 2 dogs, as well as another neighbor missing 2 dogs at the time, went to police and filed a report. Troopers responded, and on their arrival, Watkins was still covered in blood, and there was also a blood-covered hunting knife nearby. And upon being questioned, Watkins admitted to police that he was, quote, making myself a doggy coat, saying that he had indeed killed and skinned his neighbor's dogs, and that there wasn't anything wrong with making himself a fur coat. He also described to authorities how he had stabbed the animals in their heart and then skinned them and threw their carcasses over the bank. For this case, Watkins is right now lodged in the Floyd County Jail, facing a count of torture of an animal with serious physical injury or death and tampering with physical evidence. With these charges and these graphic details, bringing back a lot of questions and memories and feelings from 8 years ago. That was when, in 2012, Watkins murdered his stepfather and Magoffin County Deputy Jailer Albert Bloomfield in the family's home. He was indicted for murder as well as 4 counts of wanton endangerment in the first degree in the same year, in a case that's been described on numerous occasions as one big dark loophole. After being indicted for murder and the other felony charges, there was a motion made to dismiss those charges by the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center after he was deemed incompetent to stand trial and not criminally responsible for his actions. Those charges were dismissed in Magoffin County Circuit Court under Judge Kim Childers. And just about 2.5 years or so later, Watkins was facing charges again, this time for threatening Judge Childers. Charges for which he was indicted on again, but like the murder charges which were dismissed without prejudice because he was ruled incompetent to stand trial and not criminally responsible. With Watkins only spending the equivalent of several months in jail and in mental hospitals being evaluated, ultimately the Commonwealth did not file a petition for having him involuntarily committed, saying at the time that Watkins' case did not meet the minimum requirements per state law to have him involuntarily committed or placed into a mental hospital or institution. With Watkins moving to Floyd County sometime later and living in David most recently. He's already had a court appearance on the animal charges. He pled not guilty on the 27th. He has been ordered held without bond and to be mentally evaluated once again, with the case to be brought back before the court on the 24th of this month. Up next is tonight's still brief, still just 3 days into the new year, community calendar, brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. And that one reminder coming on the last of the first, not full week of 2020, but nevertheless an important announcement still. Call your Big Sandy Area Community Action Program here in Sagersville at 349-2217 or in Johnson County at 789-6515 to make your appointment now for the Crisis Heating Assistance Program. It starts this Monday, and appointments are taken online or by phone, and you have to book an appointment. You can go to bsacap.org to make your appointment online or call the numbers locally on your screen. LIHEAP, starting Monday at Big Sandy Area Community Action. Our community calendar is always on for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, and announcements for your church group, nonprofit organization, what have you. You know the drill. Tell me. I'll tell everyone else for you. Turning to nightly obituaries brought to you by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Services have now been set for 66-year-old Danny Porter of Porter Road in Sagersville, who passed away on the 30th, survived by his wife Barbara and son Daniel Earl Porter and daughters Jennifer Jordan and Amanda Sue Koger. Visitations tonight and services start tomorrow. Services at 1 o'clock from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. 34-year-old James Blake Helton of Sagersville passed away on the 2nd, the son of William and Deborah Howard Helton. Besides his parents, Blake survived by brothers Dr. Brian Helton and Jason Helton, with visitation starting tomorrow evening after 5 and services beginning Sunday at 2 at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And 60-year-old Stuart Line of Improvement passed away yesterday. Funeral arrangements are pending, but to be announced soon by the Herald Stewart and Halsey Funeral Home in West Liberty.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Just like Christmas, the after Christmas sale at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop only comes once a year, and it's on right now. And man, is it on. 50% off everything Christmas. All Christmas, half off at Fraser's Prater Drug Store's seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville, where you need to be making your way to save big, save half on everything Christmas. All the gorgeous Christmas home decor, decorations, and more while it lasts at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series, and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models, hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1,000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6,500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Are you looking for a way to save or just plain exhausted from the holidays? Then let Lee's help you with this coupon in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Out this Tuesday. That's Tuesday, the 31st day of December. It's a great deal. It's a $5 deal off a 12-piece family pack. That's 12 pieces of chicken, any way you like it, with 2 pints of mashed potatoes and gravy, a pint of coleslaw, and 6 biscuits. $5 off. You have to clip the coupon out of the Sagersville Independent. You have to bring it to your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And there is a limit of 2 purchases per coupon. This coupon, once again, out Tuesday, December the 31st, and expires January the 8th at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Well, it looks like that's going to leave me with just enough time in an effort to make the short jaunt to Belfry with your forecast in some detail, powered by Licking Valley RACC. One more reminder for you, basketball-wise. You're probably not going if you're not going by now, but the girls tipping off at Belfry in the 2A tonight around 6:30, right around this time. The boys at 8:15. The boys hosting the boys hosting Betsy Lane tomorrow. That tip-off has been moved up for the varsity game to around 6:15. I say around because they're going to have a freshman game starting at 4, junior varsity starting at around 5, and then, of course, the varsity to follow at 6:15 tomorrow over the course of the weekend. Highlights to come on Monday's program. So before I make the trek, let's make the rounds over to your Licking Valley RACC outlook. We do have some showers still, as you can well see, not just in the forecast, but in the air. We've also got that rain changing over to some snow. No accumulation for this round, and more than likely not too much accumulation for the next round of snowfall in your forecast. So with that wet and soggy background, more to come tonight. Rain likely, and that patchy fog has already been falling out there. We're not going to have to wait until the overnight to see it, so keep that in mind while traveling. We'll continue to see fog during the overnight and a low of about 46 degrees. Winds as well out of the south and southwest, on average 7 to 10, but you could see them kick up to 15 to 16 mile per hour gusts at times. As far as additional rainfall tonight, not a great deal, maybe another quarter of an inch, I think, on the heavy side. Tomorrow, that rain continuing, and just as we spoke of last night, temperatures will fall. 46 for the nighttime low tonight. That's where we'll start off tomorrow, but temperatures falling to right around 40 by tomorrow evening around 5 o'clock or so. Winds out of the west picking up 7 to 10, maybe 25 mile per hour gust. Precipitation, maybe another quarter of an inch of rain tomorrow. Now, the question is, on a lot of minds, will that rain still be here when temperatures fall below freezing, and will it change to snow? Right now, there is some rain and snow showers likely before 11, then snow thereafter tomorrow night. Flurries lingering into the very early a.m. of your Sunday. Accumulation, little or none. West winds, though, blowing about those flakes 7 to 10 on average, 25 mile per hour gusts possible at times. You might see enough to just see a little white, but no issues expected as of right now. Those nighttime lows right around the 30-degree mark. For your Sunday, though, those cloudy skies will give way slowly to some sunshine, becoming sunny and mid-40s. Southwesterly winds 5 to 9 on average, 25 mile per hour gusts at times possibly. The winds will finally die down Sunday night, a low right back around 30 degrees, and then temperatures start to climb. Monday, sunny and 47, with just sunny skies until we see late Monday night a 40% chance of some snowfall. Temperatures right around 32, 33 degrees as clouds will be on the increase, and they'll continue to give us precipitation on your Tuesday of next week as well. A chance of some rain and some snow, then all rain after we hit about 45. On the back end of your Tuesday night, a chance of rain, maybe changing over to some snow on the other end of your Tuesday night. No accumulation expected for that round either, but a low of 27 Tuesday night. Wednesday, maybe some flurries lingering early, otherwise mostly sunny and 39. Wednesday night, clear and 27. Thursday, sunny and 52. Friday, upper 50s at 57 with some clouds and a 50% chance of rain. Well, that's it. Next week will be our first full week of 2020 and our first full week of programming after being in and out for the holidays. We're getting closer to being back to normal, whatever that is, by the day. We hope to see you then. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for watching, and good night.